Good evening. Sorry I've been MIA for the past week here. And I'm sorry because I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, did you get her channel stolen again? No, just been very busy. What happened? So Sunday was my birthday. Thanks everybody for the birthday wishes. I'm so grateful for all of you. I went to my burlesque class. That was fun. And then it was actually nice out that day. And I think I told you all, so when all this happened, like what, August 29th, so we're already gonna be in November. I had a bike and a scooter and I have a King Bull to review. And these people have been so nice. Oh my, I can't even tell you. I mean, I am so filled with joy and gratitude. Sorry, it's like 10:30 tonight. I was just talking to Jesse and I was talking to one of you. I was talking to Shelby. Shelby's a viewer and I'll tell you what happened there. I actually came home. This happened twice this week. Tuesday night and tonight. I worked and then I go to the gym. And then I came home and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get so much done tonight. And I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna lay down for a minute. I eat something. And then I fell asleep and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And so I got up at like, I don't know, 7 o'clock or 7:30. And I called Shelby because I said I would call her on Wednesday and things have just been so busy. Anyway, so after my burlesque class, I did the scooter video because it was finally nice out here because it's not sunny here. We're in Minnesota. It's fall and it's been rainy and stuff. And so I went out and filmed that. And then Monday I worked and I had a bike to do. So I quick came home, went out and filmed that. And then I had to work Tuesday. And so, but I'm also editing the videos. And that takes a lot, I edit, I add music, I take pictures that I send to them. So it's a whole kind of thing. I know sometimes people think that YouTubers don't do a lot and I get it, but it actually takes a lot to have to, well, especially for reviews like that, but even doing videos, you edit and stuff. But I actually have editing capabilities now on my phone. I'm back on my phone. So that's a good thing. So much has happened. And then Wednesday I had to take off. I was scheduled to work a day, but I had to take it off because when I went to the Social Security Department last week, I didn't have my birth certificate with me. And so I found it. I didn't have to go get a new one. I found it. And so I went there and I gave them all the proof and everything. And the lady was so kind. I had a different lady. And, but what's weird, she's like, oh my gosh, all this stuff. And she's like, okay, well, I have to talk to my supervisor and then I'll call you and let you know. And I thought after all I told her, I would get a call like the next day saying, yeah, okay, new Social Security number stat. But I haven't heard back yet. But I'm sure they're very, very, very busy. Listen, you take a number and there's a plethora of people in the waiting room. So I'm sure that it takes a while. I think I'm just kind of impatient because I actually have the capabilities to be monetized on this channel. And I don't know if they're showing ads or not. I think I went to watch one and they were showing ads and I don't get anything of that. So I don't know how that works, but because I can't get monetized until I get a new Social Security number. So there's that. So I went there and then I went to see my mom. I took her out to eat. And then starting Thursday, I took a sub job for 5 days. It's Thursday to next Wednesday. And it's with adults. And the nice thing about going to different places, like subbing, is you get to see like different schools and how they work and hey, maybe I'd like this or not, or, and I've never worked with special needs adults before, but I think I have found my heart grew 100 times just in the past 2 days. And I love the littles. I love them. But yeah, I think when we think about like younger kids with special needs, you know, they're vulnerable, and we all know that. Kids are vulnerable. Doesn't matter if they have special needs or not. They're all vulnerable, but especially kids with special needs, okay? But you have to remember they turn into adults, and then they're adults with special needs, and then they're really vulnerable. Because then they're kind of out of the system, you know what I mean? They're out of like the classroom and school like that. And so I was in a school with special needs adults, and I don't know, I just want to cry. They just are so joyful, and they bring me so much joy. I can't even tell you. And yeah, I don't want to tell you people's stories there, but one of the kids, Max, he's a numbers guy, and we were talking about like dates, and I said, oh, it was just my birthday. And he's like, well, how old were you? And I go, 60. And then he was like, what kind of car do you drive, and all this stuff. And then, I don't know, about half an hour later, he came back and he gave me a card, and it says, happy belated 60th birthday, Tracey Tischler. 15 days until Best Buddies Championship. And then he wrote me a whole thing inside. I don't know if you can see that. And then at the end, he said, I love you from Max. 28 days until Thanksgiving, 58 days until Christmas. So just so you know, that's how many days you got. And there's a story of one of the girls there, and I can't tell you. I mean, I could, but I am humbled to be in their presence, and anything that I have ever been through in my life, and the parents of these people, I tell you, they deserve all the glory, all the accolades, all the medals, all the everything, because, you know, it's not, you know, when kids are special needs and they're younger, you know, they go home, they go to school, but you have to remember, they're not kids just with special needs when they're younger. When they're out of like the school system, they're adults with special needs. And a lot of them, I had a girlfriend who had a daughter with special needs, and I think she's like 30 now. And, you know, a lot of times you're afraid, I think, especially for the girls, to put your kids in like, you know, home for special needs kids, because they are so vulnerable. And I tell you, I told you recently all the time, it's the adults that screw everything up, you know. And so you just want to protect them. And they are just so, they exude more joy than I have ever been around. And, you know, I'm kind of, you know, I love to dance, and we had the Monster Mash on today, and we had Michael Jackson Thriller. We made Magic Potion Punch. They made strawberry cupcakes with baking, you know, like a box of baking stuff and Sprite. And it has just, I don't know, I'm just so joyful. And those are the people I don't know, they have just, I mean, I wasn't sad before, but I'm even more not sad. They have just given me so much. They filled my cup to the top, and that's all. We played bingo today. And so I've kind of gravitated to this one kid, and we were playing bingo. And we weren't winning in the beginning. And I'm like, oh no. And then we won like every other round. He got to choose like 8 different things. They had candy, they had chips, they had spinners and fidgets and all that stuff. And so every time I'm like, bingo, bingo, we got bingo. I'm like, hey, we got bingo. We get to go choose something else. I was more excited than he was. And so, so yeah, I honestly wish I could work here every single day of my life and I wouldn't have to do YouTube. I wouldn't need anything else but this. And again, I'm telling you, the parents of these people are heroes. They're heroes. They're heroes for young kids. Believe me, it's a lot. They're, you're running after them and stuff like that. But one of the kids, so it was Halloween today, and he had, he was dressed, he had a wild jersey on, and he was a dragon, and he had a dragon mask on, and a dragon tail, and dragon wings, and we're like, hey, what are you, a wild dragon? And he's like, yeah, and he had his tail, and the chair, has a hole in the back, and so he'd like put his tail between the chair, and then we're like, well, how are you gonna eat? How are you gonna eat your stuff? And he just like took his cereal and fed himself under the mask, and just joy exudes from them. It doesn't even, it's not forced, it's not fake, it's just pure joyfulness. And I can be silly, I can dance, and oh my gosh, by the end of the day, we were laughing. They have jobs, and we were doing a job, and we were just all laughing and just having the best time. So yeah, so anything that I've been through, nothing. That is nothing. Nothing. It's a not even a blip in the road. It's nothing. It's nothing. They've given me back they've given me happiness. And I don't, happiness, I think about happiness as like, it's a state of mind. You can't always be happy. Like, we try and strive for happiness, but these people, these kids, these adults, I shouldn't say kids, these adults, they don't know anything different than just exuding happiness. And listen, they have their downtimes, don't get me wrong, but most of the time, they are just, they're just happy. They don't know all the shit that goes on in the world. Yeah. And I strive to be more like them, and it just rubs off on me. And I am just, I'm ecstatic and I'm happy, and I'm there till Wednesday, and I couldn't ask for a better place to be. Yeah, I was at a place the day before. I was teaching actually, and I was teaching these kids, and they have behavioral problems, and the first kid, 2 of the kids didn't show up to class, so it was just one-on-one with this kid, and I gave him my chips. That's probably why he said this, because he was hungry, and they have snacks, and he didn't like the snacks. They were all sweet snacks, and he wanted goldfish, so we creeped into the place. He goes, there's goldfish down there. I'm like, yeah, let's go on an adventure. I'll go with you, So we go, and they were in the box, and I'm like, well, I'd steal one for you, but there's tape on it. So I don't think I can cut the tape, And he didn't want, there were some that were open, and they were those vegetable straws. And he's like, I go, do you want some of this? And he goes, no, I don't want that. So we go back to the room, and I said, well, I got some chips. You want some chips? It was my lunch. And I go, come on over, you can taste them. Because there was a fridge in the room. And so I gave him one. He goes, I like them. They taste like goldfish. They don't taste like goldfish, but he liked them. They're those lime chips that I eat all the time. And so I gave him my chips, and while we were doing math, he ate my chips. And he said to me, he goes, you should work here. I'm like, oh, yeah, maybe I should. Again, I think it's because I gave him the chips. But again, they have just given me so much joy. And I think through all of this, like if this is where I was going to land and this is how it was going to be and this is how this is all going to play out, I would lose everything. I would lose, you know, my YouTube channel and all my emails and everything. I don't think I could have landed on a better landing spot than where I'm at now. And coming from the doldrums of almost at the bottom of the lows of the bottom of the lows to pretty much the joy of the joys. Just appreciating them, appreciating the joy that they exude, that gives me joy, that lets me express my joy and dance and be silly with them. I could have never like imagined it playing out like this. And again, anything that I've been through is nothing because of where I've landed. But yeah, and then, so yeah, I worked at that, I worked there, I started working there Thursday and then Friday, and I worked till Wednesday. And then, I mean, my cup couldn't be more than full, it's now overflowing. I met my friend on here. It's Navigating Nana, and that's her channel. And please go follow her. Nana moved to Colombia, so she's an expat, and she did van life. Oh, I did a interview with Nana on my Adventures Over 50 channel. So if you saw that, you know Nana, and that's not her real name, but that's her YouTube name. And she reached out to me and she's like, Tracey, because we've emailed before, and she's like, I want to give you something. I know you might not accept it, but, you know, I want to talk to you. And so I called her tonight after I woke up, and we're going on a cruise. Nana and I are going on a cruise to Europe in April. And she goes, I don't know if you'll accept this, but I have this and I have a 2-room, you know, it doesn't cost me anything more. I just have to pay the tax, and, you know, I want to pay it forward and you do. And she thought I'd say no. And I'm like, yes, I'll do it. I've always wanted to go to Europe, and we get to be together. And we talked for like 2 hours maybe. And so I'm going on a cruise to Europe with Nana in April. And then on top of, if anything could even get better and my cup couldn't be even more overflowing, you know how I've had the scooter and this bike, and then I work with King Bull, and I have a King Bull over there too. So there's 3 things sitting there. You know, when I lost my channel, I thought about maybe selling them, and, you know, because they couldn't get a hold of me, I couldn't get a hold of them. But I would have felt so awful, like, I don't get paid to do them, but I get the product. And I was just like, I can't do that. I have to like follow through on my commitment, you know? And so I would go to the website and I'd reach out to their customer service, and I'm like, hey, I lost my channel. I lost everything, but I have your stuff and I want to still do the video, and I need to get a hold of somebody to be able to figure this out. And they have been so kind. I told you Q Life, that was the bike. And they're like, oh my gosh, you've been through so much. If you just need to talk, let us know. And so that was one of the things too, why I've been so tired and haven't done a video. So I did the scooter on Sunday after burlesque, and then I worked on Monday, and then did the bike because it was actually nice days. It's getting colder here. It's been like dreary and rainy, but those were 2 nice days. And then they both reached out and were like, oh my gosh, was it it's from Q Life, I think. I finally got a hold of the person that I was first in touch with, and she was like, Tracey, I'm so sorry to hear this happen to you, and for you to still reach out and want to do the videos and stuff, and your resilience and getting, you know, redoing a YouTube channel and getting it going and, you know, not stopping. we even want to work with you in the future. I haven't even, like, I sent them the video and stuff. And so it's just been really, and Sir Scooter, that's what it's called. Again, very understanding, and they're like, I could have just gone and sold them and not like reached out to them or anything and just done that. But again, I couldn't do that like consciously. And, you know, I think when you do that, when you do the right thing, that people, they appreciated that I waited this long till I got you know, things kind of settled. They're not all settled, but, you know, and so I have, oh, and then King Bull, they've always been, I reached out to them, and I'm going to do a live for Black Friday. I don't know. I've never, done a live like that, because they have a lot of stuff, you know, deals coming up and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And then I'm going to do a video for them. And so I feel like all that's coming back. And so honestly, you know, this channel is called 60 and Starting Over. And I told you, like, losing everything. If anything, I lost a lot of the dead weight that I was carrying, and now I can start over. And I said, I'm being like rebirthed. A new social security number. Well, hopefully they'll reach out to me and say, yeah, you can have a new social security number. Because if I don't, then I can't make money on YouTube. But, you know, hopefully I'll hear back from them. But it's like everything, and right at my 60th birthday, and to be so low, losing my identity, all my social media, everything, my Facebook, my PayPal, my Venmo, all my emails, and trying so hard and not knowing what was going to happen, to now be here and being so filled with joy, and to just, I'm just so grateful. I mean, if anything, I'll teach you a lesson. You know, it's not like I don't have any money. Listen, I don't want any of you to worry about me. And like I said, I don't ever ask for money from any of you. I don't want anything. And I think, you know, when I was talking before, when I had my 60th birthday video, you know, we all come from somewhere. And, you know, I've been through a lot the last 2 years, but yeah, I've been through a lot my whole life, but we all have those stories, you know. I mean, nobody is exempt from, you know, I don't want to say bad things happening to them, but, you know, things that you don't wish for or to go through. But if somebody would have told me before I went through these past 2 years, and then on top of it, to lose my identity on August 29th, to say, you know what, Tracey, on the other side of this, you'll even be more grateful and more joyful and more sure of what life is truly about. Would you change having to go through all that? That would be a hard no. I would go through all that to be where I am now, and to have all these blessings, and not just like, none of it like is superficial. Do you know what I mean? None of it is about money. None of it is about like fame or subscribers or numbers or beauty or fitness or anything superficial. It's all about what life is truly about. And I know this sounds so corny, because we're so used to, like, I think just wanting to, you know, I'm not immune to that too, like clickbait and all that stuff, because we want to find out what's the gossip, what's, this. And I don't need anything else. I don't need anything more than this small apartment. I love my apartment. I love it. I love it. And I actually love my life right now. And probably 4 weeks ago, like I said, I was thinking about maybe ending it. Because I didn't know, after they stole my aura, if you've been following me, like they stole everything. Like when somebody takes everything away from you, your identity, like how do you prove to other people that you're you when somebody else has taken that from you? And in that, I found everything. I see the joy in these people, and you can't buy that. You can't fake that. You just can't. And, I look at this world and listen, I see headlines, but I even stay away from that, like, because I know how much life that sucks out of me. That this is my path now. I'm just looking for the joy, beautiful people. And that's just what I want to give back. And my last 2 days for sure have just been full of joy, just full of these people with joy. They don't know anything that's going on. They don't know politics. They don't know about money. They don't know about greed. They don't know about identities getting stolen. They don't know about that. And it is the most pure form of happiness that I have ever seen. And that's what I aspire to. And so I'm looking to them. It's wearing off on me to find. I'm already joyful. And like I said, to dance. I was dancing today, and me and this one guy, we were like snapping together, and we were singing, and I'm at work. I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid to do this. Don't tell them, but you wouldn't even have to pay me to do this. But I found it in a job, a job. I found that in a job. So anyway, I just wanted to check in, let you know, the channel's still here. I'm still here. I've just been very busy, and I've just been soaking all this joy in. Soaking all of it in. Like none of this, YouTube, I didn't even know if I would come back. But yeah, I don't know. I just, again, none of, numbers don't mean anything to me, subscribers, whatever, I just want to, I'm just sharing my life. And I just want you to know, if you have a chance, like I know there's some people who think that these people, especially recently, that they have nothing to offer the world. And I am telling you, you missed it. If that's what you think, you've missed it. They have everything to offer the world. They have the only thing that this world should be about, especially if you're Christian. True happiness comes from here, and they exude it. They just ooze it, and it wears off on you. You can't help but being joyful around them. And we should be more like them. We should definitely be more like them, not hide them away, not think they're a burden, not, and the parents, again, salute to you. Those are the ones doing the real God's work. Believe me, they are. And the ones that work there and love these people and love these kids, I wish you could feel what I feel right at this moment. And you would feel true, unbiased, unadulterated, anything judgmental joy. So, and I just want you to know too, I always say, the bad times never last and the good times never last. And so if you're in the bad times, like I said, like I was, if I ever thought that this was going to be on the other side, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I can deal with this. I'm heading over there, you know? And so just know you're heading over there. If you're in a bad time right now, you're heading over here. You're on this side. You're coming to this side soon, soon. If you're in it, you're going to be here soon. You're coming with me. We're on the joyful side soon. Bad times don't last. Good times, they don't last either, but you take that with you, and then it reminds you when you're in the bad times that soon you'll be back on this side. You're hopping over to the joyful side. I know this is so corny, but this is just in my heart. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to leave you with. That's what I'm going to leave you with tonight. Didn't get anything done. Took a nap. Took a real long nap. That felt good. Talked to Nana. That was great. Talked to Jessie. That was great. I think Sunday I'm taking my mom out for Olive Garden. Her birthday's on, tomorrow's the 1st. Sunday's the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Hers is on Wednesday. Joy's 96th birthday is on Wednesday, but I have to work. So I think we're going to go to Olive Garden. She loves it on Sunday. So, and if you want, I know a lot of you love my mom, and you can send her a card to my P.O. box. I'll leave it down in the description below, and I will make sure she gets it. And I'm hoping too, now that I have my editing back and my phone back, to do a video with her then Sunday, either before or after we go out to eat, so you can see her again back here. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. Nana and I were talking about magic tonight, so I am gonna say, you have to sell everything and move into a van. I mean, I'm not gonna say that, but I am gonna say, because it's true, don't you dare forget your magic. Okay, I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay.